Welcome to Learn English with Fun with 𝙛𝙪𝙣. Hello there, this is Govind. Welcome back to another episode of Learn English with Fun podcast with 𝙛𝙪𝙣. Here we talk about English grammar, vocabulary and pronunciation twice every week. You also get to practice your listening skills and learn valuable tips to become more fluent in English. And what more, you get to have a lot of fun section as well. Well, in this episode, we are going to talk about, I'm hungry. What? I'm hungry? Why should I be speaking here? Well, we are going to speak, are there any ways to describe your hunger? Yes, this is an advanced English lesson and we are looking at ways to describe hunger. Now, we are going to take a look at a few different ways on how to build your vocabulary around hunger. Remember, if you need any help with your English language skills, then be sure to check out with 𝙛𝙪𝙣 by subscribing to our Spotify podcasts or search Learn English with Fun. If you don't have a Spotify account, you can visit www.𝙤𝙪𝙣.com for the complete set of our podcasts, which are categorized as per the discussion. Do note that our podcasts are short and impactful and are posted twice a week. We are going to look at it in terms of when you are a little bit hungry, so a little bit more polite. When you are very hungry, so you've got a bit of an appetite. Or when you are very, very hungry, so you are really starving. So different words can describe different levels of hunger that you feel. And we have all been in those situations. You know, we just want something quick. We just want something filling, or we want as much food as we can possibly get because we feel as if we haven't eaten for days. So all these words, advanced expressions and ways to describe hunger. So I've got 10 of them in total today. Let me go through them with you. The first one, which is very British, and it means when you have got a very little hunger. So you're not really starving. Okay? You're a little hungry. Say, I am peckish. Spelt as P-E-C-K-I-S-H. Okay. So somebody might say, would you like something to eat? I'm a little peckish. I don't want much, just something small, but I'm a little bit peckish. A peck is like what a hen or a bird does. They peck, peck, peck. Or a woodpecker does. Peck, peck, peck. Yeah. So when you're feeling a little peckish, it is not a big, big meal that you're looking for. It is just a little meal to help you get over until you have your full dinner or lunch, whatever it is you're going to eat. So I am peckish. I am a little peckish. The second word is a nibble. Yes, you heard it right, a nibble. Spelt as N-I-B-B-L-E. Now, a nibble again is something very small. If you pick up a biscuit and you bite little pieces from it, you are nibbling on the biscuit. Or if you see a squirrel or a mouse, they nibble at the food. They don't take big, big chunks of food. That's the way they are. So they nibble. So if you said, yeah, I could have a nibble, it means I could have something small, not something huge, something quite small. But yeah, it would be appetizing or enjoyable. That's not something big. We used to have a game with biscuits when we used to hold the biscuit and eat the outside of the biscuit and then move your way in rather than taking big bites out of it. The biscuit, little nibbles. How many nibbles could you get? Okay, there were two words now. I am peckish, and the second one is I could have a nibble. Okay? And the third one, I fancy a bite to eat. And again, it's a way of saying politely that you'd like something to eat, but not a big meal. So, what do you want to do? Do you want to go for a coffee or do you fancy a bite to eat? Yeah, I fancy a bite to eat, a cup of coffee and a sandwich maybe, or a cup of coffee and a biscuit and a snack is another way of explaining it. Then these are polite ways of saying that you're a little hungry but not really hungry. Always remember that if you need additional help with your grammar, if you want to understand everything you hear or read and you want to express yourself completely, then check out www.𝙤𝙪𝙣-𝙠 where you can take great online English courses on a range of different topics. I am going to starve now. What? I meant let us look at ways to describe starving. Okay? Now, if we are feeling very hungry, then we might say, I am starving. Okay? Now, the definition of starvation is a lot worse than somebody who hasn't eaten for 3 or 4 or 5 days. Then they can be literally suffering from starvation. But when we say I am starving, it usually means that we have been doing some exercise, perhaps a workout in the gym, or we have been working very hard all day, or we have skipped our lunch, something like that. So when we get home in the evening, would you like to have something to eat? You could say, oh yeah, I am starving. I haven't eaten all day. And that sounds as if you are about to die. But of course you are not. But it's just the way you feel. I am starving. That was the fourth word. The fifth word is the way the Cockneys say. They use what's called rhyming slang. Now, who are Cockneys? Cockneys are from a particular area of London, the real Londoners. The East Londoners are called Cockneys. Now, why are we speaking about them? They have a certain English language that they use called rhyming slang, where words rhyme together and they have a very different meaning. So, for example, if they want to go up the stairs, they refer to the apple and pears because it rhymes like stairs. I am just going to go up the apple and pears means I am going to go up the stairs. So, when they are talking about being starving, they are starving as we would like to pronounce it. Starvin is what they say. I am Hank Marvin. I am Hank Marvin. Now, Hank Marvin used to be one of the first British pop stars with a group called Shadows, who was very famous in the 50s, 60s, 70s and 80s. So, people from London now use this and have used it for many decades as part of their rhyming slang. I am Hank Marvin means I am starving. I really would like something to eat. Okay? So Hank Marvin is starving. But Hank Marvin is a name. Starvin is what they pronounce it as. We pronounce as starving. Number 6. If we are really hungry, somebody could say, oh yeah, I am really hungry. I could eat a horse. So hopefully they won't eat the horse, but it means they've got a really big appetite. And they may have been training hard in the gym or whatever. They are really feeling hungry. So I could eat anything. So they always say, I could eat a horse. Number 7, I am famished. So when somebody is famished, they are very hungry. I am famished. I don't think I've eaten since breakfast this morning. So I am famished. Another degree above being famished and above being starving is I am ravenous. So that really explains how hungry you are. Yeah. Oh, the kids, they were ravenous when they came home after a couple of days away from home. They went on a school trip. I don't know what were they doing. I don't think they got fed properly. But when they came home, they emptied the fridge in minutes. They were ravenous. So, to be ravenous means really, really hungry. Ravenous, spelt as R-A-V-E-N-O-U-S. Good. Very similar to ravenous is when your stomach starts to rumble or growl, as we call it. Oh yeah, my stomach has been rumbling for hours. I could really do good with a good meal rumbling or growling for hours. So the rumbling of this stomach or the growling of this stomach seems to suggest that my stomach is empty and I really need to fill it. So a nice bowl of hot soup or some vegetables is just that what I want. So to stop my stomach from rumbling or to stop from stomach from growling. Now on to the ninth word. This is an Irish English expression. In Irish English, we hear this expression very often, where they say, my stomach thinks my throat has been cut. What? It sounds very gruesome, isn't it? Yeah, but it gives you the impression that your stomach has been empty for a long time and you haven't eaten. And my stomach thinks that my throat has been cut. So as I said, it's quite gruesome way of saying it, but you must be getting the picture now. Right? And then the last one, the number 10. I am dying to eat something. I am dying for a meal. It is also said when you haven't eaten your favorite meal for a while. Then you say, oh, I am dying for an ice cream. Yeah, I have been on diet for several weeks and I have been trying to stay off fast food. So I am dying to eat an ice cream. Dying for means I really, really can't wait. I really want that type of food. So I am very, very hungry. Okay, so there are 10 different ways to say that I am hungry. Some refer to a little bit hungry, as we said, as I am peckish. Some to being very hungry too, like I am starving. And then those that mean I am really, really hungry, like I am ravenous. Okay, so let me give them to you one more time quickly. Number 1, I am peckish. Very British English. I am peckish. A little hungry. I could have a nibble or I could have a snack. I fancy a bite to eat. Something not so big, a bite to eat. I am starving. I haven't eaten all day. I am Hank Marvin. As I said, this rhyming Cockney slang. I am Hank Marvin. I could eat a horse. I could eat a horse. I am famished. Absolutely famished. I am ravenous. I am ravenous. Oh, I am so hungry. My stomach is growling. My stomach is rumbling. And then finally, I am dying for that ice cream or that samosa. Okay, so 10 individual ways in which you can say I am hungry. So practice some of those. Practice them with your friends. Listen out to what they say when they are talking about what they are going to eat. And you might pick up some of these expressions. Stay tuned for our fun and exciting section which will follow. In this section, let us look at a few more interesting and fun facts about the English language. The first one. Which is the longest English word that can be spelled without repeating any letters? I repeat, which is the longest English word that can be spelled without repeating any letters? The word is uncopyrightable. It is spelled as UNCOPYRIGHTABLE. That's 15 alphabets of English not repeated but forming one single word. It is called uncopyrightable. One more fact. What are the dots over the letters I and J called? I repeat, what are the dots over the letters I and J called? Well, it is called tittle. T-I-T-T-L-E, pronounced as tittle. Okay, one last fun fact for this episode. What is the name for a word that we repeat too often? I repeat, what is the name for a word that we repeat too often? Well, if you're confused with that, let me explain that. Have you noticed most of us use words like actually, basically, like, etc.? They add actually no value or meaning to a sentence. I can just say they add no value or meaning to the sentence, or I can say actually they add no value or meaning to a sentence. It had absolutely no significance in that, right? What are they called? Actually, they are called crutch. C-R-U-T-C-H. Crutch. That's how you pronounce it. Well, I hope you have enjoyed learning a fun and an awesome way to think about vocabulary, especially on hunger. Remember that if you need help with your English, you should do two things. One, subscribe to Learn English with Fun podcast at Spotify. Or two, check out www.𝙤𝙪𝙣.com. We have lots of great online English courses as well as courses for IELTS and PTE. My name is Govind and I will see you soon. Stay safe and have a nice time.